Bradshaw is all over Bale. Look at this. He goes wide through the whoops. Can he get there first? He does. Bradshaw takes over the lead.
And the chase for the line, and Joubet's right with him. It's a battle to the finish between Georges Joubet and Eric Gibbons.
But Bale snatches second spot at the very final corner, pushing the Australian out, Jean-Michel Bale.
Welcome to Motocross, the Golden Era channel. Today I want to do a reaction to a clip that I found, a part of a Damon Bradshaw interview when he talks about who his main rivals were. And whenever we talk about Damon Bradshaw rivalries, our first thought is usually to go to a rivalry between him and Jeff Chicken Matasevich. So he'll go into that. He'll go talk about a couple of other guys, talk about the reasons why he had those rivalries, and he'll also discuss, I think it was about 2 years ago, where he and Jeff Matasevich were riding out at Glen Helen, and they were riding with each other, and Damon Bradshaw took kind of a spill, and it's cool to see what Matasevich's reaction to that was on film. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please comment on any experiences or things that you saw firsthand with regards to their rivalry during that era. The weekend's coming up. If you have a two-stroke or a 500 especially, take it out to the track, let them hear it. Thanks.
No, definitely not. I mean, it's obviously we know how media and everything kind of blows stuff out of proportion, but obviously back in the day it was. I mean, it was real. It was aggression. It was pissed off, and that's just how it.
Was he like the happened. Number one guy that you?
Not necessarily. I mean, I didn't like anybody.
Yeah.
And that was just what made me work, and that was. I wanted them to know that I didn't like them. I don't know where that really came from. If I gathered that from other guys, I mean, I know Hannah was like that a little bit, so I don't know where that whole combination came from, but it's just what motivated me. So I needed to hate him and look at it like every time I raced against him, it was a fight. And but all of that stuff, we discussed that this weekend with like during a Q&A at the Yamaha Blue Crew event. People asking those questions, and I'm like, no, all of that stuff's completely under the bridge now. There's and the same the same with Jeff. I mean, like today, the last where I got hurt there at Paris, there was absolutely no intention there for me. It was just, and I think I had saw him earlier or knew that he was there, and then I was sitting out on the track actually talking to Kurt Nicole, and I just recently pulled up and started talking to him. Well, then when I saw Jeff go out, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm gonna, because you could hear the buzz.
People wanted to see you
right. So I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna go ride with him. Everybody will like it or whatever. And so it was no intention of what we dealt with in the past. It was literally just to go out and have fun and ride. And I kind of think I surprised him when I got in behind him. He looked back and saw it was me, and he kind of jacked around a little bit. And then we just went riding. And I'd already jumped that thing a couple of times from the inside.
Yeah.
And I just screwed up, literally just screwed up. And yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was bad. And then, obviously, and I would have done the same thing for anybody, even my worst enemies of racing in that same situation. I would have came back to, to help them. And then, it was kind of almost a little bit of a blur after that. I remember getting taken, over to the truck by his kid. And then we got to chat about the whole thing a little bit at Anaheim 2, I think, because my kid was there with me and Jeff's kid. And so we kind of all just, talked about it. And it was actually the first time I got to really thank them, and I know when, Jeff was on your show, he's still flapping his gums a little bit, but I just, I laughed about it. I laughed about it. All that stuff's under the bridge. I mean, I think he pretty much knows I'm way faster than he is now, so I don't have to worry about that. Even still after this, and my neck and my ribs and whatever, but no.
Did you ever see the video that we got of it? My friend Wayne Ashby was at that ride day, and he saw you guys, so he's videoing you with their phone. And
I think I did, but I don't, like, I have never wanted to watch any of my crashes.
Yeah.
Especially the bad ones.
Yeah.
So I think I saw it, but I didn't watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to relive it. It's like even the one with my leg, that I did that was so bad in arena cross. I didn't watch it. I watched it, what happened. I didn't watch the landing.
Yeah. So you're saying Chicken is on our show or hanging out with us, and he's acting? Because he's like, no, I'm not talking to him.
I think so. I think so. I think it's, I think so. I mean, we bump into another, we talk. I can still tell he's a little bit uneasy about it, but fuck, all that's all gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see where he could still be pissed off at me, 100%. I look back at some of our, crashes or my crashes or whatever,
so the one
and it was bad.
The one he makes a big deal about is the one where you lost control of your bike and like flew off
overseas.
And hit him.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Tell me about that.
Full on whiskey throttle, and everybody wants to argue. Even Villapoto wants to flip me shit. I mean, everybody tries to, and I'm like, if you can watch it, I was coming off the back of the bike, and the whoops were kind of big for skimming in that particular area, but I was trying. And I just got off the back of the bike, and I knew that it was going to crash, right? And we were going pretty high speed for me to just throw my bike and throw my body on the ground. But once I was out of control, I was like, I don't want to be in this crash.
Yeah.
So I had to get off the bike. I was falling off the bike. And so I had no intention of ghost riding my bike to hit him and smash him against the wall by any means. Maybe some of the other stuff, the one in Vegas where I went over the berm to get to him, that was completely intentional to get there. I was pissed off because he was moving over on me and looking back and holding me up on corners. And so and again, I'm sure everybody would disagree, but I could care less. I tried to ride against guys the way they rode against me. If you race me like that, then I'm going to race you that way. It's just like racing with Stanton. What would have been any different than him, anybody else? It was because of how he raced with me. And same with Guy Cooper and Mike Krajowski, and the list goes on, right? You have to learn to race with each one of those guys completely different. So, I tried to race with them the way they raced me. If I was behind them and, I felt like whatever, whether it was aggressive riding or non-aggressive or just being a fucker for that point, then all right, I'm going to race you that way. So, because there were certain guys that you could trust and ride close to. I mean, even though me and Dubach were buddies and we were on the same team, I could race super close with Doug. And I mean, I spent a lot of days on the test track riding super close with him. Obviously, I didn't train and ride that close to Jeff, but I could ride closer to him than I could anybody. We've talked about it a bunch, but it was, I could trust him. And it wasn't that we weren't going to ride aggressive and that we weren't going to bump, but it wasn't going to happen in the air. And it wasn't going to happen super high speed, moving the guy into some wall at fifth gear wide open at Gainesville, dropping off the back drop off. Might be in some corners, but I didn't have to worry about what he was going to do in the air. There was a lot of guys that you had to worry about that because they wanted to do this in the air, and that would flip me out. I mean, that was the whole thing with the whole McGrath incident that people like to talk about and that Jeremy's talked about. But that was one thing that drove me crazy, was the whole drift thing in the air.